First of all, we let go of the word how to, and we become willing to let go of the guilt. Now let's back up a little bit. we started off, we live in a sea of abundance, plenitude. That's the truth. And there's more than enough of everything that is real for everyone. You catch that? I mean, does that bump up against something in you? I mean, it's like the world that is projected onto the screen of life and the screen of experience is that there's not enough good to go around, right? Okay, that's the lie. But when we step back from that, we know that there's more than enough good everywhere. We know there's enough water. 3/4 of the earth is water. We know there's technology to purify the water. We know there's distribution systems that can get water to everyone. We know that there's more than enough food. We know that with a shift of consciousness, there's distribution centers that can feed everybody on the planet. There's not a lack of anything. There's only a lack of imagination and consciousness. Okay? We spend so much water and grain feeding cows for meat that could feed people. Okay? So in terms of lack in the spiritual sphere, it does not exist. In terms of lack in the idea sphere, it does not exist. And then the manifestation of those ideas are unlimited in form as well. When there's a shift of awareness, there'll be a shift on the planet. So, the ego job, on an evolutionary context, was to protect us, the human race as it unfolded, and it protected us by creating a sheath of separation from that which would be harmful. Don't walk off that cliff. Don't go pet that saber-toothed tiger. You know, don't eat that pork, whatever. You know. And so it created separation as a protection, you know. Now, the experiment called humanity has worked. 7 billion humans now. And so now we have to, I haven't forgot your question. I got to give you some background. So now we have to transcend the ego's perception of separation, because now humanity is killing off species every day, rainforests, polluting the environment, putting toxins into the soil, because man seems separate from his own earth, doesn't take care of Mother Earth. You see, that separation has now become, which used to be a part of our evolution, protection, has now become, now is exacerbated so much that people, get this, people actually see themselves separate if someone has different color, skin color. Really, there are people like that on the planet. Yeah, I know you don't, I know. You think it's hard, I know. You think I'm making this up. I've met some of these people. You may not know this, but I was raised by black people. But it's gone so far that people see themselves separate from people who were born in other parts of the planet. They're born in another part of the earth. The earth is round. There are no sides. Why would you take sides in a round earth, you know? Because somebody's born on the other side of the planet, it's prejudice. Somebody has a different religious point of view, prejudice. Somebody's sexual orientation, prejudice. If people, the separation that the ego has made has gone crazy, okay? So we're transcending. Now, when you're making a breakthrough, the ego has strategies to keep you within present paradigm. One of its main strategies is guilt. That's a strategy that the ego uses. Guilt. If you feel guilty, you will stay stuck in either the mistake you made, or you'll feel guilty for expanding because you're going to leave somebody behind. So the ego keeps you stuck there. And it has other strategies too. We'll get into those, but that's the question that this individual is asking. So, now dynamically, Jesus the Christ made a very powerful quantum statement when he said, "As I am lifted up, I draw all unto me." Paraphrasing. If you say stuck in, well, I don't want to be prosperous because I feel guilty. If I become prosperous and no one else is eating, I'm going to feel bad. Then you're saying stuck in the lower frequency and you're not helping. You're hurting. You don't help the elimination of poverty by becoming poor. That doesn't help it. You don't help the elimination of disease by getting sick. You don't help it. You assist when you have a breakthrough. When this young lady had a testimony about what was impossible, her previous law came from her doctor that said, this particular condition will never ease up for the rest of your life. That became her law. And then through the moment of saying, let me examine what was used to be impossible to become possible, and she broke that law. So she had a moment of, oh my God, the static's gone. I have freedom from that, you see. And so that testimony that she shared with you then gave you the opportunity to say, wow, if she was lifted up, we can all be lifted up. So if you're lifted up in health or prosperity, then you create the possibility for others to be lifted up. Again, a lot of that guilt comes from people. We have a caricature of people who are prosperous. And the caricature is that they're also stingy and greedy. We've put prosperity, stinginess, greediness, hoarding, misuse of power all together. You see, lack of love. You know, and yes, there are individuals that exist like that. That, as we talked about earlier, that have developed a level of manifesting material wealth and have become stingy and greedy and power hungry. Yes, they exist. But that shouldn't keep you from living a fulfilled life. So going back to your question, how do I get rid of the guilt of wanting to be prosperous when I see so many people without? One, take off the word how to, and you say, I am willing to release the guilt and become prosperous. I'm willing. Based on everything that I just said, you're not going to get in the ditch and help somebody out. You have to pull them out from being from a higher ground, you see. So you're having a new paradigm breakthrough to show what's possible. Does that assist?